Okay, y'all, here we go, man. So y'all know I got a 2-day mulching job I'm doing. It's 7:40, and I'm finna pull out. I told him I'll be able to right around 10 minutes after 8. So this job's gonna be I think, and I'm learning, I'm trying to figure it all out. I think this job's gonna be pretty easy for the machine. I did go through the teeth. Y'all know I did buy, I bought 15 teeth, and there's always something with the stupid Bobcat deal. So I wake up this morning, and when I went over to the Bobcat dealer yesterday, spent $378, whatever it was, on 15 teeth. And I wake up this morning and I got a text message, an alert off of my card saying that I was charged twice, $378 twice. I just don't even see. Bobcat's a big corporation, man. Every time I go over there, it seems to be some issues. And I told the dude yesterday when he swiped the card, he said, "Oh, it didn't take." I said, "You sure?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay." So I gave him the card again. He swiped again. Now I got 2 charges, and they're posted. And it ain't pending. They're posted. So now I got to call them. I got all the receipt and stuff. I got to call them and, to get them to put the money back. I just hate spending my time with other people's dumb shit. But I ain't got a choice. I ain't got $378 to give nobody. Or I need to go over there and pick up 15 more teeth. One or the other. But then I got to go by there. That's 15, 20 minutes out of my way. Just, it's hard to make good money when you're out here and you got other contractors, other businesses that you have to deal with in their world, and they suck your time. So, you can do all the preparedness that you want to do, and all that you want to do, and somebody else not doing their job. Now you sucking hind tits. So yeah. The silver lining is, they had the teeth in stock and I bought them and I got them. So then I came home and I went through the mulcher. I didn't replace all the teeth. I flipped some of them around. I sharpened some of the planer teeth. I put a couple of new planer teeth on there. The planer teeth are okay. I think they'll do pretty good on this soft pine over here. Because they take out chunks, and the planer teeth seem to throw the stuff really good too. The whole video of me over here yesterday showed y'all the scope of everything that needs to be done. Now there's no way that I'm going to get all the way out there to the road in 2 days. I don't know how far I'm gonna get. I just don't know how fast it's gonna go, but I believe it's gonna go pretty quick. And we're gonna find out. One thing about my mulcher and the horsepower I got and the GPM that I got with my skid is it does pine pretty freaking good. Where it struggles a little bit, it seems like, is some of the the wiry oak, sweet gum, but it'll, like cedar, it'll chip up a cedar really good. But y'all saw it get rid of that whole pine. I don't guess y'all didn't see it over there because the video camera went dead. I got rid of that. I ground up that whole pine tree that was leaning out of the job. I ground up that whole pine tree at the end of the day. So the goal for today is just be productive and not tear nothing up and not destroy nothing. I know a couple guys were saying in the comments, and I don't know, but I would weigh on common sense that the skid dealer, you know, the Kubota dealer, they would probably only want to give me, you know, $35,000 for my skid. Well, I wouldn't even sell it for that. I owe $26,000 on it. I mean, there's no way that I'm going to sell my, you know, I wouldn't do it. I would just, you know, keep it for, well, there, I'm trying how to say this. There is a sweet spot on trading, you know, new equipment, you know, trading equipment in and buying other equipment. There is a sweet spot. Like, for instance, when I had that Skag mower, y'all remember the Skag Turf Tiger 2 that I hated? Well, when I had that mower, you know, I hated it off the very beginning. So when I had it about 3 weeks, and I took it back down to the dealer, man, and I'm like, hey, man, I hate this thing. I want to trade it in. He said, well, Ray, if you trade it in, you're only going to get, you know, it was a $14,000 lawnmower. You're only going to get $8,500. And I said, dude, it don't even have 100 hours on it. He said, $8,500 is what you'll, excuse me, is what you'll get for it on a trade-in. I'm like, damn, man. And then he told me the trick. He said, what you got to do is you got to run it on up to about 500 or 600 hours, and then you'll still get $8,500 for it. So I got a feeling that is, you know, kind of the same thing with the Kubota. I got 800 something hours on it, and skid hours. That's very low hours, really. You know, and they're all over the place. Now mine's a high flow enclosed cab unit. Blah blah blah. Of course, if I trade it in, I'm going to have to get, I mean, I'm going to have to get 50,000 or more, or I won't do it. And I don't even know if, let me wipe the camera on. And I don't even know if that's, doable. A lot of you guys know a lot more about that kind of thing than me, but I'm a master at common sense, and $35,000 or $40,000 that wouldn't be enough for me. I'd just keep it and keep it moving, and just keep doing what I'm doing. Run the hours on up to, you know, because I'm saying on, you know, and I know it's different selling to an individual. I'm seeing these things with 1,000 hours going for 55,000. You know, with you know, with 1,000 hours, 1,200 hours on them, they're going for 55,000, and in some places even more than that. Of course, you're only seeing what they're trying to sell. You know, when you look up, okay, I want to buy, say I want to go buy a 75.3 high flow. Well, people got them for sale, and they might be asking too much for them. So if they're asking 55,000, 60,000 for one with 1,200 hours on it, and it's still online and ain't sold, what are they really going to get for it? Well, I don't know, but I'd say at least 50. You know. But then you can get them on up there where they got 2,000 hours on them. They're going for 35,000. And that might be the sweet spot, like it was with the mower, you know, that with that Skag mower. Because there was a sweet spot where it didn't make sense to trade it in, but you're going to take a huge hit, so you got to earn the money with it to make up for the hit you're going to take. Same thing applies to the skid, I believe, because I see them with 2,000 hours on them going for, you know, $35,000. So I'm over here, fitting to get started. I put a new one of these up for the phone. the phone kept falling, and I put another piece on the back of my phone. I just use this to hold the phone. It holds it really good too. So yeah, there go my Sammy camera. I broke the tripod, so that's trash. It was trash when I bought it. And then I got this for I'm gonna hang y'all in a tree, and this is a battery backup too. Make sure it's fully charged. It is. A lot more to the videos than what you might think. You know, mulcher's hooked up, everything got good. You know, I told y'all on the truck, I spun the teeth. So let's get on over here. Get off the trailer. The tilt is unlocked. So yeah, here we go. And I'll have to set the camera up when I get over here. Let me get over here and get everything situated. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see all this, but I'm gonna go up in here and get all this first. I'm gonna hang y'all upside down from this privet right here, and we're just going to go with it. There's a lot of big stuff in here, and I'm going to push some of the bigger trees over. Y'all see the big trees? So we're going to raise some hell in here. But everything looks pretty soft. So now it's just about, let me try to get a good spot for y'all where y'all can see everything. Okay, y'all. So, note to self. You know, when you got them on the ground like this is where a more powerful machine really come into play, because of the sheer volume. My mulcher is doing good. The mulcher is not the problem. The mulcher is grinding it up. It's that I just don't have quite enough flow. If I had about 5 or 8 or 10 more gallons of flow per minute, you could go through this a lot faster. But I'm getting it. Y'all see that. And then if you have a bigger skid too, you can push the trees over easier. See, this skid's a little bit light in the ass to be pushing these big trees over. Y'all saw that one that I pushed over right there. It took a minute to get it over. And the reason being is because all the sap and stuff, what we call down here in the South, fat lighter, you know, where you can just light it and it'll light up with a match. All of that sap settled at the bottom on one side, and of course it was the opposite side of the side that I could get to. But I'm glad I brought my big saw, because that one tree right there, see, I'm on the fence about, okay, do I take them down now, or do I grind all this stuff up and then take them down? Because there's a lot to do in here, you know. And taking down the trees slows you up because that puts more stuff on the ground. If I drop 4 trees, then that negates everything that I pretty much ground up. If that makes sense. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here, right here, from, you know, right over there, and work in here from where I'm at right now, that way, and get all this about 80 feet that way, and get all this right here. So yeah, but the machine's running great. And if y'all look how sharp these teeth still are. Oh my God. And that's what you want, man. Those things are still really sharp. Look how sharp that is still. And I've been running about an hour and a half. So, and these are not carbide teeth. These are just hard metal teeth. But that's what you get when you get into this pine, because it's soft, man. You know, so yeah, not hard on me, not hard on the machine. But yeah, I'm gonna go on and get in here, y'all, and work on this area here, because I could spend a boatload of time grinding these big pieces up, and it will look like I didn't do nothing. I mean, if I'm them, probably what I would do is, you know, just to save energy, time, and effort, is I will probably make a burn pile and burn some. It'd be so much cheaper just to create a burn pile and put these big hunks on there. They'll light right up. You know, just make an area, because look, I mean, they're dead all around you. You just got to make an area, but it'd be hard to make a fire without a machine out here. So yeah. Another thing, the machine is not catching hell. Look, there ain't hardly nothing covered it up. Just gotta walk around the machine there now and then. I'm gonna put y'all on this other privet, and I'm gonna get in here. I'm sorry the footage is gonna be, you know, distant, because well, I can't put it to you real close. So yeah, if I can, this area right here. So let's work on this area. I'm gonna put y'all up in this tree right here. I mean, and then I'll take this tree down too. So yeah. Okay guys, so y'all see, you told me 2 days, and I prepared for 2 days. There's 2 days of work over here. So, you know, I spent, you know, 2.5 hours yesterday, you know, running and getting more teeth, and, you know, being efficient just doesn't pay well when you do shit by the day or by the hour. But I can't help it. I'm just an efficient kind of dude, man. But I'm gonna put my sign out right here on the roadside, and then take a leak, and then back in the machine, y'all. Back in the machine. One thing I'm gonna do real quick before I get started again is I'm gonna knock out the dust out of the cabin filter. There's a little bit more dust coming in than normal. So that bad. Look, everything is really clean, man. It pays dividends to keep your machine clean. So, these tracks are about to go, man. Look, if they're gonna break on a job, this would be the one I want them to break on, because these are my flat ground. Then I can get the mechanics to help me put another track on. I know, y'all. I know. So, we got this tree right here that's leaning really hard. I'm gonna go on and push it over. I'm gonna set you guys up over here on this line right here. And, yeah, this is looking pretty good, and I'm moving a lot faster than I thought I would. So, yeah, like I said. So I'm going to show y'all. This is what the duty log. We got a duty log. See right here. So 5.4. So another hour. I'll be, yeah, another hour, man. Yeah, they're getting a freaking deal over here, man. Dude, even in 2 days, they're getting a deal. Another hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, hour and 20 minutes. Will be 7 hours, and they're getting a great deal, man. I think, 'cause this is pretty bad over here. Yeah, but the mulcher's running fine. The machine's running fine. Ain't nothing running. The hydraulic fluid ain't getting hot or nothing. So let me hang y'all upside down right here. Okay, y'all. Y'all see where that tree? Boy, that tree was sketch, man. I couldn't hardly get it down. It got hung up in that other tree, and really the other tree needs to come down too. But I'm trying not to create a whole heap of work. I want to be in control of everything, so the timing will work out right tomorrow. Where I don't want to leave them a mess. So yeah, let's see what the duty log says now. 6.6. So So I'll spend some more time right around in here. I tell you what, it's so thick in here, the mulch is so thick that it's gonna be lumpy and stuff, but I'm just gonna keep going through it. I'm just gonna kind of refine what I've already done. And then tomorrow, I'll get all that right there. There's about 6 trees I'm gonna get to. I might go on and get that pine right there, that one that's, tell you what, Kubota, they need to make this, they need to bring this thing back a little bit, make it longer. But you can't, if you're tall, or hell, I'm not even tall, and I have to lean way up to look, man. They need to bring that top glass back about another 7 or 8 inches, man. So the damn window washer thing, man. Look, it's squirting water everywhere where I need it to. Ain't none of the water even. It's ridiculous, man. Well, better than nothing, I guess. So, not much better than nothing, though. Okay, let's spend about another 20 minutes, and y'all see how we operate here at the brush bully. Let's go get it. So we got this pine tree right here. Let's try to push it over without it hitting us. How tall is that bitch? See, you gotta freaking, yeah, it ain't that bad. You gotta damn reach, you gotta lean way up to be able to see, man. Up high, it should just go right over here. Let's see. Look how pretty that cut is. See, when you go up, it's rougher. See that? It's harder on the machine, it seems like. So I lightly touch it when I go up, and then to gauge it, and I like to tilt it all the way forward. I mean, all the way back, and then just ease up. Watch how clean it does it. See, it's not nearly as hard on the machine. And when you go up, watch. It does it, but it not. Doing all that. You believe that? Look how much debris it's throwing. Look at that. When I see videos of other guys doing it with the big mulchers, I don't see them throwing much more debris than that. But they ain't bogging down. I'll bog down. You gotta kind of find that balance, you know. As you go up, see, it's not nearly as smooth. They got a telephone pole over there. I'm leaving all these sketchy trees. Get all the sketchy trees down and everything, and a lot of people, they'll say, oh, well, that's good, yeah. See, see the benefit of that, y'all. Because hauling the skid home on 2-day jobs or 3-day jobs that's just not good, man. I guess I could buy some cans, you know. I could get four cans and that'd probably do it. Look at all that shit. Look at all that. Yeah. Let's think if we had open cab. You gotta be really careful up in here because you back into a pine tree. Y'all see I got the, sometimes you can't see that great. There's the sun. You could damn near use this damn thing to lightly grade the ground too. But the closer you get up through the driveway, the more likely they're gonna be shit on the ground. Let me go up. And what I like to do is I like to take shave half of it, right? Or give or take on a small one like this. I shave half of it, so then I'm not overwhelming the cutter, the hydraulics, and the teeth. And then if it falls over on the ground, then I got less. I'd rather the ground hold it while I can mulch it instead of me just going at the bottom, cutting it off, letting it lay on the ground, and then you get on top of it and it just slings it everywhere. So, but the bad thing about that is this: it throws the chips down at the machine. So you probably get a lot more debris at the machine, you know, like in the cubby holes and stuff. See, I don't see. Yeah, that's all I got to worry about. That's the only part I got to worry about. The rest of it, I'll grind down. Slow it down just a little bit. Look at the fine chips. Those are fine. And that's sweet gum. Ease up. Get everything. And you always got to make sure that some of these limbs that don't grab a hold of the hydraulic or the electrical over here. So I'm gonna pick up and then come over here. Wow, get out my damn. I mean, if you got a skid steer and you never ran a forestry mulcher, you'd probably love it. I love it, man. So satisfying. The mechanic told me that before he went to work this morning, he told me, he's like, Ray, just do this, just do this. And I said, well, she agreed to 2 days. He said, well, that's fine, but don't worry about, you know, this or that. And I'm like, yeah, the same way I tell you don't worry about the water pump when you replace the damn radiator. I can't leave it like that, dude. And he said, okay, I got you, man. I don't tell him how to do his job when he's working on my truck. So, knowing this is a 2-day job, then I know exactly what I need to do to get the most bang for their buck. I'm trying to give them the most bang for their buck. Something else, man. I like to go up and get these saplings, and I may be doing it all wrong. Let's straddle this thing. Try to thin it down some. Going forward, it'll do it, but it's a lot rougher. you get too deep on it. That's how I got that flat tire on my truck on one of the first jobs I did. Okay guys, so 330, man, they're super happy about it. Well, it seems like every time you do one of these jobs, everybody is super happy about it. You know, because usually it's been needed for a while, and you know, I'm taking all back roads home, man.